everybody, and welcome to Darling Stadium. Tonight, the Bethel Bruins will be playing host to the Raiders from Warwick High School. Hello, everyone. Mike Hauser, along with Bob Hintz, Bob Killen, and Brent Musgrove on a cool Friday evening. The Warwick Raiders come in after taking a 35-21 win on this past Monday against the Woodside Wolverines, and the Bethel Bruins were upset last week by the Gloucester Dukes by a score of 7-0. Now what we'll do is go down to the field where Bob has Stan Sexton, the Warwick Raider coach, for an interview.
Seems weird being in
All right, I got Coach Stan Sexton here from the Warwick Raiders, and Coach, I've known you for a long time, but not with this color outfit on.
I was just thinking that it seems weird to be in the stadium not wearing blue and gold right now, but you know, I'm excited about where I am right now.
Well, you know, everybody that I have talked to said you're doing a good job there. Of course, anytime you go into a new situation, you got to sell your program to the kids. You got to let the kids know that they're winners. So that's in itself is not on the field coaching, but mentally, isn't it?
Right. There's a lot of mental things that you have to take in. You have to realize that the old coach, there's still some things left over from where the old situation, whether it was good, bad, or whatever, and you got to be able to change that and stay patient, stay consistent.
All right, well, I know you got a couple of good runners. You told me you got two young men that they have 4.3 speed. Talk about those.
Jamaris Sanders and Stephon Hatchett, both those young men are blazers. They can, when they get through and they get into the next level of defense, they can make problems for defensive backs. They can go the distance. And I got another tailback, Chris Laws, a big kid. You know, Chris is about 6 feet, about 205 pounds. He's a bruiser. He's got not as fast as the other two, but he's got good speed.
Well, I know you and I had talked earlier, and you have actually the second most prolific offense in the district now. You know, and you know, all fairness, you said you haven't played anybody real tough defensively yet.
I had, you know, you always get into the point where you haven't played the Hampton schools yet, and throughout history, the Hampton schools have really played tough, physical, hard-nosed defense. And I'm not saying the defenses we played weren't good defenses. It's just we were able to do things. We were able to out-physical them. And now tonight's a real test with Bethel. They're going to hit you. They got a great speed, and you know they're extremely physical. So we got our work cut out tonight.
Well, I also know that even though you have some runners, you will put the ball in the air, and you did that the other night.
Oh yeah. We're going to throw the ball. I mean, I got Mike Whitaker out there. I got Nate Thomas, and again, Jamaris goes out plays some wide out also. So we got some weapons that we can use out there.
Well, good luck tonight, Stan. It's a pleasure to see you, and congratulations on your head coaching job.
I appreciate you being here tonight. It makes me feel like coming back home again.
Well, it is homecoming in a way. It's not Phoebus, but let's go up to Mike.
Okay, thanks, Bob. The Bethel Bruins have had some struggles so far this year with a record of 2-3 on the season. They are 1-3 in the district, and those 3 losses they've had have basically contributed to the fact that they've had turnovers that have hurt them. What we'll do now is we'll go down where Bob has Tracy Parker down there for an interview, and he'll explain a little bit about how the team's going.
I got Coach Tracy Parker from the Bruins. And Tracy, you play a good game and then you play a bad game. You play a good game, you play a bad game. And is it because the guys are just inexperienced and they're still learning some things?
Well, you know, anytime you're dealing with high school players, you know, it's always a learning experience for them and you as a coach. I guess we can attribute a little bit of that to inexperience. But, again, you know, we're in the 5th game of the season, so, you know, there are certain things that we expect from them.
Right. Now, you know, against Hampton, I thought your defense played as good as any defense I've seen this year, and yet you just couldn't get the scores when you needed them.
Well, you know, that's quite true. We've played well defensively all year. You know, offense normally takes a little more time to get everything going and become a cohesive unit. And we've had some early struggles with that, but hopefully we can get past that tonight.
Well, I like Mullins. I think he's just a tremendous quarterback. He seems like a good team leader, leads by example.
Good young man, excellent leader. looking forward to good things out of him the rest of the season and beyond high school.
Okay, now tell me what you expect from the Raiders tonight. We've got a new coach over there. Was it Phoebus? So I don't know if he's bringing some of Phoebus' stuff with him or not, but you know.
Yeah, well, I expect them to run the ball, well. They've got pretty good speed out there. We're going to just try to hang around and pull it out in the end.
Well, you've done that before. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, let's run up to Mike and tonight's starting lineups.
All right, thank you, Bob. Tonight's game is brought to you by Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula and by Subway located 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs, salads, and wraps. And by Tanya's Super Pet Center where pets are not just animals. 49 West Mercury Boulevard. And in part by Eric Thompson Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Call 881-2004. And also in part by Parkline Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, where Nancy Staten is the manager. They're out on the field now getting ready to do the toss of the coin. Maybe we can pick up our referee here, Carter Ficklin.
It's called a tail. It's a head, and you want to receive. So you want to kick from this end. Warwick captain, step up there. Bethel captain, step down here, please. Bethel High School has won the toss and elected to receive. Captain, good luck.
All right, very good. And there's your officials for the game. The referee, Carter Ficklin, umpires Chris Owens. The linesman is George French. Line judge is John Brash. The field judge is Chick McErlin. And the side judge is Craig Moore. Also, we wanted to throw in an extra one up here tonight that we haven't done so far this year. Our time clock operator is Mr. Tim Ewing.
Is that Mr. JR's son?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, I just got up here in the booth. I want to talk about our players of the game. We will pick a player of the game from the Bethel Bruins tonight. We're going to pick an offensive and defensive player and give them a shirt. The shirt comes from Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniform, and apparel. Give them a call at 594-0411. Talk to either David Chubb or Terry McNamara. You look at your stats, Mike, and Warwick, number 2 offensively in the district, but the out of 10 teams, they're number 9 defensively.
Well, that'll definitely show why their record in the years is the way it is.
Right. And Stan Sexton told me that they changed their defense a little bit. They've went to a wide tackle 6, and it's not anything other than they're trying to simplify what they're doing. This is a new defense for these kids, and it's hard for them to acclimate themselves to it. So he took a step back. Hopefully they'll play a little bit better defense. But anyway, that's what they're hoping.
Very good. As we get ready to do the starting kickoff, the Warwick Raiders kicked off to Bethel, and he takes the ball at the 10-yard line, running to the near side, and is
number
looks
40.
like 43 is on the run, and
that's Terry Gray. He's just 11th grader for the Bethel Bruins. We'll show you the Bethel Bruin offense. We get a chance. Right after this play, we'll give you the offense, and then we'll give you the defense of the Raiders.
Number 24, Justin Chamley, was in on that stop for the Warwick Raiders. 1st and 10 for the Bethel Bruins at their own 34-yard line.
They lost last week. They had 3 turnovers last week. You just can't turn the ball over, in a Peninsula District team. Lost a heartbreaker up to Gloucester.
There's movement on the near side here by the wide receiver. I believe he is going to get flagged for early movement there.
Yeah, that's Robert Preston. And here's your offense.
Prior to the snap.
And you're at quarterback, we've got Darius Mullins, tailback, Jeffrey Flugum. We've got fullback Barry Morse at the tight end. We got Joshua Jones, split end, Robert Preston. Now we'll look at our line. At the center position is Brandon Pereira. The guards, Derek Moore and Andre Morgan, and Douglas and Streeter are your tackles. And actually, I got a switch on that. Derek Moore is now playing tackle, and Philip Douglas is now playing guard. Go ahead, Mike.
Sorry, that was a pitch out to Fulgram on a 1st and 15, and he's going to pick up maybe a yard on the play.
I know, but we had a switch on that on the defense, on the offense, guard and tackle. We'll show you the Warwick defense after this play.
Second down and 14. The ball resting at the Bruin 30-yard line. 11:20 to go here in the opening quarter of play. Early on, the Bethel Bruins and the Warwick Raiders. And a handoff is to Fulgham, and he breaks free off to the right side, and he's going to pick up like 24 yards on the play, and he's going to pick up a first down for the Bruins. Nice run.
It was. He got some nice block over there on the right side of that offensive line. Here's your defensive starters.
Yeah, that's Keon White, Kevin White, Daquan Monrose, John Machero, Bruce Bynum, and Chris Laws, along with Justin Chandler, Stephen Hatchett, Nate Thomas, Jarius Sanders, and Vondre Combs.
Andre Combs.
Those are your defensive starters for the Warwick Raiders. Back in a shotgun, it's going to be a keeper by Mullins around the left end. Looks like he's going to pick up about 4 yards on the play.
And that was a design quarterback keeper and all the way. One of the things that I talked to Stan Sexton about, he says we need to keep pressuring the other team, and they have to step up on defense. And, you know, when you're number 9 out of 10 teams on defense, you got to do something. So he simplified the things. He said they need to quit making mental mistakes. Athletic, they're good as anybody in the district. They're averaging over 500 yards against Menchville. And so, they've got some good ball players out there. He talked about a few of them in the interview.
2nd and 6 now, and that's Preston on the move as he goes into motion. That's a pass to Preston out on the right flat, and he's down close to a first down.
Did a good job of sidestepping the first would-be tackler. Watch the replay on this, and you'll see it's nobody picked him up.
First down.
And right there, you see he did a good job of sidestepping that tackler.
That was Combs and Thomas on the stop for the Raiders. 1st and 10 with the ball resting right on the Warwick Raider 35-yard line.
There's a good shot of Dr. Russo, our superintendent, there with the young lady that's in pink.
Looks like he's
crazy
eating a
Rick below. I don't know who
chicken
that
sandwich,
is.
huh? 1st and 10 for the Bruins at the 35-yard line. Mullen takes the snap. He's going to throw over here to a wide open number 11. That's Joshua Jones. All the way down to the Raider 13-yard line.
But a nice play that time. He got great
There is
protection.
a flag on the play.
Great protection by Mullins, for Mullins.
Flag on the play.
On the play, there was holding against the offense. Penalty will be 10 yards.
From the spot.
That'll give you a lot of time to throw the ball.
Well, the flag was thrown over on the right-hand side of the line, and Mullins rolled to his left, so he was running away from where the penalty was thrown.
Well, being left-handed, most of the time you're going to see Mullins run to the left. Talk about a crew after this play.
First down now, and in 21 with the ball resting at the Raider 46. The Bruins have 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side, as Mullins goes back into the shotgun. That's Fulgham back in the backfield with him as the lone back.
Give him a little bit of protection back there.
And it's a
run.
draw.
Oh, what a nice run.
A nice move right there to get outside. He's going to pick up a first down and a whole bunch more.
That's a nice run by Mullins that time.
And there's another flag on the play as it is dropped at the 31-yard line.
We'll see what that is. On cameras tonight, we have Susan Bowers and Mike Nowinski. As we watch the replay up here in the stands, we have Steve Fryer and Ron ESPN Baton down on the sideline. We have graphics and animation, Andy Foley, slow motion instant replay, a birthday boy next week, 30 years old, Andre Mattingly. Camera control, Sarah Myers.
On the play, there was holding against the offense. Replay first down.
Wow.
That negated a 26-yard run.
Sure did. Production assistant Renee Camden, audio and chief engineer Don Scharouse, and big guy director producer Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers.
Well, the flag took place at the 30-yard line, so they end up gaining a little bit of yards on that. So now it's the first down and 16 with the ball resting at the 41-yard line of Warwick. 9:20 on a running clock here in the first period. Of no score so far in this game. Mullen back to pass.
Wide
over
open
here to a wide open number 1, Robert Preston.
If that ball had been a little faster getting there, he may have. We got a penalty at the end, and I'm not sure who it was on, but it was after the catch.
Yeah, we ought to be able to see the replay on exactly what happened there.
Well, it may be the second man. The Warwick guy looked like he gave the Bethel player a shove, and he may have been caught as a second man doing something. I don't know if we'll catch it or not.
There's that one.
After the play was over, there was a dead ball, personal foul against the offense. The down counts, second down after a 15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Wow, that's going to hurt.
That was a gain of 5 yards, but now they're going to lose 15. So, I mean, they're going forward and back, and back.
Have you got your calculator there?
No.
Oh, okay.
They end up losing 15 on the penalty after they gained 5 on the play. So now it's second down and a bunch.
We're proud to have David Allen and Zooms is sponsoring us again this year. Zoom supports the student athletes in the Hampton City schools.
Second and 26, back where they were a little while ago before he had the 28-yard run.
This is like a yo-yo.
But they've lost it down somewhere in there now.
Yeah,
it's now second down.
That does hurt.
And Bethel is a little bit mixed up, and Tracy Parker calls a timeout.
Which is not a dumb thing to do. We welcome a new corporate sponsor, Tanya Super Pet Center. They're located at Langley Square Shopping Center. The aquatics department features over 22,000 gallons of fresh and salt water. They have small animals in a bird department that is beyond comparison. They are located at 49 West Mercury Boulevard, and we want to thank our people over at the Subway at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Boy, they feed us, don't they, Mike? Woo!
Good subs.
Good subs, and they
cookies are good,
Cookies
too.
are good, and of course Brent Musgrove takes all the cookies, so there that goes. But anyway, go over there and see Heath Patel, and order your box lunch or get a party platter. They've got everything there from salads to wraps to anything you want. They've got it all. That's the Subway at 1807 West Pembroke Avenue.
Now, what was it that happened earlier here? Tim Ewing says he goes down to the truck to get some cookies. Then there's none left. He comes back up here, and Brent's standing there with one in his hand, says, I didn't get any cookies.
And we want to take Brent's last cookie.
Oh, no. Then after he gets through eating it, he pulls out another one and says, oh, I forgot I had this one. Pass over the middle, almost intercepted by the Raiders, number 2. That was Stephon Hatchett.
Yeah. And he had a better shot at that than the offensive player. Watch this pass, and you can see right there, he jumped in front, got his hands on it. It was intended for, who was
like
that?
83, which is Weaver.
Yeah. Bill Weaver.
Pass was getting there just a little bit late. That's what gave the defensive player the opportunity to get in front of him. It was a little bit overthrown, though.
Well, this
good thing for the Bethel Bruins.
Yeah, it really was. But this is one thing Tracy Parker's talked about: mental mistakes. You can't get penalties like they got. They've got 3 penalties on this drive alone.
Third down and a lot. There's a pitch out, and that is number 7, Fulgram, on the run as he gets down inside of the 45, down to about the 44.
Yeah, but that's going to bring up a 4th down, and you got to punt the ball and hope your defense can stop the Raiders.
Gain of 7 on the play, or 6 on the play. Sorry.
Nobody picked up the pitch man that time.
So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 19.
And it brings up number 88, Drew Paxton, in to punt the ball.
Back deep is Jarris Sanders.
And this guy got 4.3 speed.
And also number 7.
Number 7 and number 2. Boy, he kicked it high. There's not going to be a run back.
Bethel Bruins will down the ball right at the 19-yard line. And, yes, that was number That was number 2.
Here you got your Raiders on
Raiders
offense.
offense. Rodriguez Sinclair is your quarterback. Nate Thomas, Mike Whitaker. Jamaris Sanders is your tailback. Kevin White is your fullback. And Otha Yarborough is your tight end. On the line is Spencer Muro, Patrick Worthen, John Machiro, and John Conlon. And Kenyon Robinson is the other tackle.
And we'll give you the Bethel Bruins defense. Oh, wow.
He broke free at the line and got all the way out to their own 35-yard line for looks like to be about a 16-yard gain.
And here we go with the replay on this. Coming to the halfback, and nobody picked him up, and he just made a nice move, got to the outside of the Bruins.
That was Chris Laws for the Raiders.
After this play, we'll give you the defense for the Bruins.
Handoff again is up the middle. This time he's going to be a pickup of about 3 yards on the play.
Here we got outside linebackers. We got Blow and Bowden, Preston and King, Blow and Moore. We got them kind of spread out their defense. And their nose guard, we got Corbett, the ends, Jackson and Jones, and number 7, the safety. There he is, Jeff Flugem. A young man is a good tailback also, plays both offense and defense for the Bruins.
Like the Warwick Raiders are now going to call timeout.
Well, each team has called a timeout early in this contest. The 2 young men I was talking about.
Warwick has 2 timeouts remaining in the first half.
Stephon Hatchett and Jamaris Saunders, both of those guys run about a 4.340, and that is great speed. Now, these 2 young men had together, Jamaris Sanders himself had 340 all-purpose yards against Benchville by himself. That's a night's work. That is a night's work.
Bet he slept well that night.
I bet he did.
So Sinclair, the quarterback, that's Rodriguez Sinclair for the Warwick Raiders, calls timeout. 2 remaining each for the in the game or in the first half for both teams. 6:46 remaining in the first period, scoreless here at Darling Stadium on a nice football weather type game here.
And this is nice. We've had a lot of mist and all this week, but tonight there's nothing out there. The breeze is coming across the field, not favoring either team going right or left.
Hand off to Hatchett up the middle, and he's going to pick up about another 3 yards. They're going to be 4 yards short of the first down. They got 3 yards short as they move the ball up another yard.
Now watch this, just a simple handoff, and it looked like at that time it went to your fullback.
They had him in the backfield, and he turned around and forced his way forward.
Was that Kevin White? Was that who had the ball to fullback?
No, it was Hatchett, number 2.
Oh, Hatchett. Okay.
So now it's 3rd down and 3 with the ball resting at the Warwick Raider 42-yard line. Handoff is to number 21.
And he got the first down.
Darius Sanders as he gets outside the 45. Have to wait and see where they mark it. It looks like they're going to mark it actually outside the 48 here.
Yeah, watch the replay on here. It's number 36, Trenton Blow for the Bruins. Just a sophomore, 6'2", 200-pound, made the stop.
Well, that's Sanders. If he gets a hold of the ball and gets in the open, they're going to have a hard time catching him.
Well, Blow got a good angle on him playing from that middle linebacker spot. Now, what the coach actually does, he runs 2 outside linebackers and a middle linebacker, and then 2 rovers. Number 1 and number 2 are rove. They will move all over the field for the Bruins.
Sinclair back to pass to wide open number 4. That's Nate Thomas, as he gets the pass all the way down to the Bruin 30-yard line.
What a nice arm that Rodriguez Sinclair showed that time.
That's a gain of 22 and a first down for the Raiders.
Watch this. Nice delivery, but the route was a good route. Nobody just picked him up. He got behind the linebacker in front of the cornerback.
Well, Sinclair right now is the Looks like he's rated about number 5 in the district. There's a sweep to the left side by, I believe that's Jamaris Sanders, and he is down inside or close to the 10-yard line.
Yeah, in fact, they're going to spot it right just short of the 10. That was Flugum again on defense, coming over from his safety position, and you don't want your safety making a lot of tackles.
Well, that was a 20-yard gain for the Raiders, and they now have a 1st and goal.
And he just got outside, and he shows that 4.3 speed I was talking about.
Referees are stopping clock now. Okay, the Bethel Bruins have called timeout. That's their second. That's right. We're talking about how Sinclair, in 5 games, he is 27 of 48. Almost 50%, 242 yards. He averages almost 50 yards a game passing. So they have the ability to do it, but they try to do more running than they do passing.
Well, the Raiders are 2-2 in the district, 3-2 overall. And right now, Bethel is really struggling. They're 1-3 in the district and 2-3 overall.
Well, as far as, and this is a telling factor too, Sanders for Warwick is leading the district in rushing at 123 yards a game.
Well, and I can see why.
5 games, he's got 615 yards.
Well, let me tell you something what the coach said about it. He said, I wish I had him one more year because he's a senior this year.
There's a handoff again up the middle to Sanders, and he's going to get inside the 10 down to about the 7.5, maybe the 8-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 2. Be 2nd and goal from the 8.
Well, he ran into Flugum again, number 7 for the Bruins, along with 44, Tyler Bowe, the sophomore that did a good job on the on the hash mark on the left side earlier in the contest. Just a sophomore is blown.
4:50 to go here in the first period, no score. Raiders are driving.
You think he's going to put it up?
2nd down and goal. There's a pitch out to number 2, and that's Hatchett.
And
nice move.
I thought he was down at the 5, and I think he got almost to the 1-yard line.
It looks like they're going to mark him down at the 2-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal. I'm sorry, 3rd and goal at the 2-yard line.
And watch this move after he gets hit from ground level. Right here, he gets hit, and he just keeps right on moving.
Oh, his knee went down.
Yeah, they missed it, didn't they?
Hand off again to Sanders up the middle, and he's going to be about a yard short. Looks like they're going to mark it close to the 1. That's going to bring up a 4th down and goal.
And Carter Ficklin is letting Stan Sexton know that you've got about a foot. He held up his hands.
That close?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about the coaches, I'll give you the coaches. We got Stan Sexton is the head coach, David Coakley, Curtis West, Marcellus Harris, James Graves.
Keeper on the play. He's in for the score. The Warwick Raiders.
You ought to be able to get that. Jay Vittori, Pete Sutherland, Corey Hairston are your varsity coaches. And for the Bethel Bruins, won't miss those. Head coach Tracy Parker, assisted by Al Muhammad, Larry Estep, Wayne Jones, Dan Richards, Matthew Winder, Darrell Walker, J.C. Clement, Ortho Savage, and Gus Coleman. Those are our coaches as the Raiders make the first.
Well, they cracked the scoreboard with the first one. That's a line drive that just barely goes over the goalpost.
Hey, and the score column is going to look like it was perfect.
That was by number 8, Charles Box, as the Warwick Raiders are out in front with 3:33 to go here in the opening period of play by a score of 7-0 as they go down and score.
Well, he had to be 2 for 2 throwing the ball. But
and they ran it.
And they got the ball outside.
Right.
Up the middle, they're going to pick up 2 or 3 yards, but when they get outside,
and that's what they did.
When
they went up the middle, they picked up a yard or 2 here or there, and then when they went outside, they were very successful on a couple of their runs.
You got 2 guys with 4.3 speed. You want to get outside. You want to give them some room. You want to give them as many touches as you can. He also told me, Stan Sexton, coach over there at Warwick, said that he will use Whitaker as a wideout sometime. Jameer Sanders as a wideout sometime because of his speed.
This is Gray and Wilkins. That's deep for the Bruins. Kick to Gray at the 7-yard line. He's at the 20. Gets a block, and he's outside the 30, close to the 34-yard line, where he's taken down by the Raiders. That's number 42, Orlando Terry, on the stop.
Watch the replay of this. Gets back pretty good yardage.
So the Bruins will take over their second possession of the night at their own 34-yard line. First and 10, 3:26 to go.
We got a big game here next week, Mike.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Think you might get here early?
Probably not any earlier than I normally get here. I just come straight from work.
You're here early.
I'm here at 4:30 every night, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, we got
of course, this place is going to be sold out, packed, and everything else you could think of to get people in here. That's a pass that was defense quite well.
He hit him first. Now he threw a flag.
Where's the flag?
At about the 40-yard line, on the 0. Look at the 0 over there. You'll see it.
No, they're called probably defensive pass interference.
Yeah, and he
did
just a little before. That was close. He did knock the ball down, did make contact with it, but you cannot go through the player. You can't go through the player to knock defensively.
So they're calling pass interference against the Raiders. And that will be a 15-yard penalty and a first down for the Bruins, as the ball will be brought out and spotted at the 49-yard line, where the Bruins will take over first and 10.
On the play, there was pass interference against the defense, automatic first down, and a 15-yard penalty.
Carter Ficklin.
It is an automatic first down. All right, now we watch to see what the Bruins got wide out, way to the top, and a man in motion.
It's Preston in motion. Pitches back here to 14, and that's Moore, as he gets a block out there by the receiver, and there's the flag. As he is down inside the 40, down to about the 39, but the penalty is going to bite him again.
It's either going to be illegal block or holding, and I don't know if we can pick it up or not, Mike. I don't think the camera's going to catch it. No,
like a good block there.
Yeah, I don't think.
From what we saw,
I don't think we caught it.
So that's going to be.
Let's listen.
On the play, there was holding
against the Bruins.
Against the offense.
10 yards from the infraction.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
And it'll come from the infraction, and the infraction is at the 49.
So 10 yards from that, that's going to bring up. They'll have a first down again, but now it's going to be first and 18.
Did not lose it down, but Bruins are showing that they got some speed to get outside too.
Well, they're getting penalties that are allowing them to get out there too. I mean, how many penalties do they have so far tonight?
Hey, I know of 4. I know of 4 myself.
5.
Well, see, I missed one.
Brent says 5. So
I like it. We got to go with Brent.
First and 18 now in the shotgun. There's a handoff. I believe that's to Fulgham. It is. He's going to pick up about a yard, maybe 2. And that's it. It'll bring up a second down and 16 for the Bruins. Tell you what, he could have been real close to losing that ball.
Yeah.
The way it was handed off, because he was already past the quarterback.
Well, he was moving. Yeah, that's almost like a sprint draw, but the one that's doing the sprinting is the draw man, not the quarterback. Usually you see the quarterback sprint back and then hand the ball off, but that looked like it might have been.
Bethel was lucky they didn't drop that ball. We got a problem with Fulgram's headgear, as he's got it all working on it, and the referee calls timeout. All right, now we're ready to go. It is second down and 16 for the Bruins. There's a pitch out over here to 14 and Moore. He gets a block by his wide receiver, and he's pulled out of bounds all the way down near the 44-yard line of Warwick.
Jeffrey Flugam, great block. Great block. It allowed him to get around the corner. Watch this. Right here's Flugam on the outside, and as he come around there, he's making contact with his man, and he never let him go. What a great block.
3rd down and 3 at the 44 for the Bruins. Another key 3rd down situation here.
Yeah, but this is doable.
We're
3rd
down
3 is
to
a whole lot
minute.
better.
Yep, we're down to 1:45 to go now in the first period of play. Bruins down by a score of 7-0.
See if he tries to draw him offside. No, he's going to go outside.
Pitched out to Moore as he sweeps to the right, gets enough yards for the first down, fights his way inside the 40, down near the 38-yard line. That's going to be a pickup of about 6 or 7 yards.
Watch this. What they're doing is they're sealing off and letting that runner get outside. The Raiders are just taking terrible angles. They're trying to catch him by chasing him rather than cutting him off at a point down the field. As a result, they're not getting a hand on him at all.
So the Bruins pick up the first down at the 37-yard line of Warwick.
You got to be impressed with the way the Bruins are blocking.
Well, as a whole, the offense seems to be able to move the ball quite well, but it's just the penalties that have hurt them. There's
nice
a fake and a pass over the middle, and what a catch by number 11, Joshua Jones, all the way down to about the 10-yard line.
Oh, and he was covered like a blanket. Oh, watch this replay.
Nice play.
And it looks like a fake pitch, fooled the linebacker, and right there he had a man right on him. What a great job. Good camera work, guys.
They set the ball down on the 11, so it's 1st and 10. They can still get a first down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Bruins at the 11-yard line. Down to 45 seconds on a running clock here in the first period of play. 7-0 Raiders over the Warwick, or the Bethel Bruins, as the Bruins are driving, trying to knot this one up.
They got 2 tight ends set. Oh, the ball was tapped, or he was hit as
I think he was hit as he was releasing it. Mullins goes back, and the Raiders' front line just blew past the blocker and got him, and that was number 11, Keon White for the Raiders, who got through there and got him.
Watch this from the ground level, and right there you see, boom. That's, wow. No wonder there wasn't no zip on that ball.
2nd and 10 now from the 11. Incomplete pass stops the clock at 33 seconds in the first period. We have a single wide out to the near side. That's Preston. Fulgham and Moore behind Mullins in the eye. That's Fulgham up the middle to the 5-4-3, down close to a first down. He might be about a half a yard short of a first down.
I think they're going to spot it around the 2, and I think he had to get to the 1. Actually, he's got to get right to the 1, and he's just short of it.
3rd down and less than 1 now inside the 2 for the Bruins.
Well, this might not be a bad place for a quarterback keeper to at least pick up the first down. I think if you go wide, you may end up
sitting right in the middle of the field, so he can go either way.
I think we got another timeout. Oh, is that the end of the quarter?
End of the first quarter of play, with the Bruins having a 3rd down and 1 at the 2-yard line. We're at the end of the first period of play, and the Warwick Raiders are out in front of the Bruins by a score of 7-0.
Zoom, Citgo Gas, Krispy Kreme donuts. You get them in a box in 1. Hot prepared food. Zooms is proud to present the Eagle Award, which recognizes the athletes in the Hampton City schools and all the teams that we do for football who have shown academic excellence. Zooms all over the peninsula. And the second quarter brought to you by Tanya Super Pet Center. They're located at Langley Square Shopping Center. Dog and cat supplies by the thousands. Let me tell you some of the other things they got there. They got a 17,000 square feet is the largest pet center on the peninsula. Their aquatic features over 22,000 gallons of fresh and saltwater fish. They have professional on-site pet grooming by Jamie. And Tanya's main feature is their pet knowledge of the staff. And, of course, the second quarter brought to you by Subway, located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Heath Patel is there. You can drive up or order a box lunch or party platter special for your next group meeting. Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. If you can't stop by and see Heath, give him a call at 722-9513.
All right, 3rd and 1. So far in the first half, Mullen is 4 of 8, 43 yards passing. Watch Mullins on a keeper up the middle. He may be in, and he touchdown Bruins.
He got it.
As Mullen keeps the ball up the middle for the score.
Is that reminiscent of what happened down here a minute ago with the Warwick Raiders?
Same end of the field.
Same end of the field, same play. Take the ball and give the quarterback and let him go right straight ahead and go pick up at least 2 yards.
So Drew Paxton is in there now to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Preston, number 1. Try to tie it up on the first play of the second quarter. 4 seconds off the clock to get the score. A short snap, and it's blocked by the Raiders.
Yeah, that snap skipped on the ground before it got to the holder.
I was surprised Preston was able to get a hold of the ball and at least get it down for a shot.
Well, that showed some good hands, and that's why he's there. But boy, when it comes that low, Mike, you have no chance to get that ball up.
So the Bruins have cut the lead to 1. Now trailed by a 7-6 score with 11:56 to go here in the second period of play.
And what a perfect night for football. This is just
got a nice cool breeze.
Yeah.
And the last couple of weeks, last week it rained and it was muggy.
Well, let me tell you about the weather guy got on the other night and said the last day full day of sun was the 1st of October. Tomorrow we're supposed to have sun, and tomorrow is what, the 15th?
We didn't have any sun today until about a half hour before kickoff.
We got
out.
Well, yeah, we got about 5 seconds of it. I wondered where my sunglasses were. By the time I looked for them, it was cloudy again.
All right, Paxton to kick off for the Bruins.
Who we got deep? We got 2 deep receivers back there.
That's over here to the near side at the 17-yard line.
6.
That's number 6. Breaks a tackle at the 35 and gets to about the 36 before he's pushed back. That was Mike Whitaker on the carry. So the Warwick Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Mike Whitaker, senior, 6'2", 205. All plays wide receiver for the Raiders.
Feel that breeze. Isn't
Feels
that
good.
nice?
Feels good. Oh, it feels good.
Funny, Susan said, I sure am glad I brought my coat because it might get a little chilly up here tonight. That's a handoff to Hatchett up the middle.
Well, let me tell you, that was a delay handoff, but the Bruins weren't fooled. If you're going to block the Bruins, you got to maintain contact with the guy, because if you don't, he's going to make the tackle. And about 3 of them tackled that time, and they got back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10, no gain. Here's a replay of the last play.
It's just a slow developing thing. He's so deep.
He got to the line of scrimmage, and then looks like number 67 there for the Raiders. Bruins just pounded him.
Who is that? 67
I don't
or
have a
57? No, it's 57, I thought, maybe. I don't know. I don't have him either. I don't have a 7, 50 or 60. Would be the first time we didn't have the rosters right.
We'll find out who he is. On that play, the Warwick Raiders are going to pick up about 7 yards on the play out to their own 42, where it's going to be a 3rd down.
This is
a keeper by the quarterback, Sinclair.
Boy, he got stuck by number 44 for the Bruins.
3rd and 4.
That's Tyler Blow. Boy, he is really showing it.
Delay. He got a couple of nice blocks, but the Bruins swarmed him at the 45, where he's going to be about 1.5 yards short of the 1st down.
You can't take a chance here to make it. You got to punt the ball.
4th down and 1 for the Raiders at their own 45-yard line, and looks like the punt team will come in. Number 14, Alfred, Is it Anacoma?
Where we got?
Punter for the
Anacoma.
For the
Well, he got
Raiders.
he got a punter, he's got a kicker, and he's got a PTA guy.
Yeah, how many high schools have that liberty?
Not many. Oh, what a nice roll.
Got a good roll on it.
Oh, no.
What a mistake that might turn out to be, and it looks like the Raiders rolled
Bruins
on
are going to end up getting it.
Was that Fulgham that got the ball?
And I don't think anybody got it. We went out of bounds, so it would be the Bruins, but the Raiders had an awful good chance that time to come up with the ball.
I believe he got the ball as he rolled with it out of bounds. Let's see if Fulgham did that.
Here's a guy.
Look at the ball rolling towards it. Well, we're not going to see it because the referee was in the way.
Yeah. But Andre Mattingly, who they inform me next week will be big 3-0. 3-0. Andre, do you feel old yet, guy?
Boy, would I like to be 30 again.
Yeah, I can double him.
Well, I'm not far behind.
Oh, wow, to be 30 again.
Mullins is behind center now as he takes the snap and hands off to Moore off the left side. He's going to fight his way out near the 24-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 6 for the Bruins.
That Barry Moore 14, wasn't it?
Right.
He's 5'9", 175 senior.
He's having a good first half. So that's going to bring up about a 2nd down and 4 for the Bruins. 9:11 to go here in the second period of play. Bruins on the short end of the scoreboard right now by a score of 7-6.
That missed extra point could come back and haunt you.
Campbell out to the near side. He's the lone receiver.
Bethel's running 2 tight ends. They're running from a power formation.
Hand off to Fulgham, who was set up in the tailback spot that time as the 2 backs flip-flopped, and he gets outside the first down marker and picks up the first down.
Well, they have found a weakness in that defense. It looks like they're exploiting it. Now, people, you need to understand that these Raiders played Monday night. Bethel has been off since they played. Their last game was last Friday, so they've had a week to prepare, where Warwick has only had
really
3
days. Now they flip-flopped again, and Moore is in the tailback spot, and the fullback is Fulgham. So I carry this one, you block. You carry the next one, I block. That's what they're doing.
Is that what it is? I want to fake to you.
Here's a pass that was excellent play.
He's out of bounds.
Oh, I don't know. I would like to see that one. If we've got a sideline view of that one looked good.
Well, we got
all he's got to do is have 1 foot in, right?
Hey, ESPN Ron Bateman.
Let's see if we got a good view of this one. We might be able to get this one here. He's being pressured out of the ends in the backfield. We're not going to get it. He had his foot in bounds. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, he's got it.
Oh, my.
Look at that. Oh, yes. Hey,
that should have been a completed pass out to the 47. We're going to see a replay on that one, right?
Good job, Andre. Way to slow it down so we got a good look at it. Good camera work.
So that will go officially as an incomplete pass, even though our replay showed it looked pretty good. 2nd down and 10 now at the 32 for the Bruins. That's a pitch out that is fumbled by Moore. Did the Raiders get it?
Yeah,
they did.
Yep, they got her. The
fumble occurred on the pitch.
And that's a mistake you don't want to see if you're a coach, because those kind of things can hurt you. You just got a bad call, which you know you're on. That's your sideline where that penalty was, or not penalty, but the out of bounds play was called, and now you come back and turn the ball.
That was Taquan Monroe's on the recovery of the fumble.
Oh, Monroe's got it.
So Warwick Raiders take over, 1st and 10 at the Bruins 25-yard line.
And we got
we have a timeout called by the coaching staff of the Bethel Bruins.
That has got to be the last.
It is. Just as the Raiders were taking a snap, it looked like Tracy Parker called a timeout, and that's their last timeout of the first half. We still got 4:47 to go here in the second period of play with the Warwick Raiders out in front by a score of 7-6.
Wow, well, this has been a strange first half. Bethel moves the ball, and then they bite themselves in the foot.
I was waiting to see what you were going to say.
We're thinking the same anyway, Mike.
I'm sitting there looking at you. Wait. Well, what was it going to be?
Good shot. That Mike up there, right? Mike Nowinski up there on the top. Okay, now the timeout is over. Let's see what happens.
1st and 10 from the Bruins 25-yard line for the Raiders. There's a pass play down to the right corner, just overthrown.
If he'd have thrown it a little more
out of the
inside.
Looks like that was intended for number 6, Mike Whitaker, and that was just out of the reach of his hands.
He was being.
Let's watch the replay. Watch how it just barely misses it.
Barry Moore for the Bethels was
right
defending.
over his right hand.
But if he'd have thrown it more inbounds, I think he could have got to it.
That's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now at the 25.
He was looking over his left shoulder, and he had to fade to his right to get it, and I think that's one of the reasons it kind of slowed him down.
Pitcher Mullins down there working on his pitching. As Sinclair back to pass, a screen pass out here, and that's covered well by Fulgham of the Bruins.
Yeah, a little swing pass is all it was, but there was nothing there.
That was Otha Yarborough on the reception.
And he picked up,
3 yards
maybe
at
3
the most?
yards at the most, yeah.
And we have a
Injured
Bruin
player,
down.
and that's Fulgham. I think it is, Jeff.
That's Fulgham.
Yeah. He's slow getting out, and he's been a mainstay on that defense
we
at
have
the
called
safety
his
position.
name on almost every defensive play, and a lot of the offensive plays too, because he switches back and forth with Moore as the tailback and fullback.
Yeah, and when they played Hampton High School, he was the player of the game. He is all over the field offensively and defensively. And it's hard to see a young man get hurt by just my I don't know who turned my volume up, but it's up. There's a good shot of the shirts on sale for the Bethel Bruins. All these teams sell shirts, all the high school teams. Hey, guys in the truck, did you turn my volume up a bit? Mike just blew his ears off here.
Adjusted it a little bit up here. That didn't make it quite so bad.
There you go. It's back normal now. That's okay. Don't worry about it.
3rd down and 7 now for the Raiders. There's a pitch out here to nice
reversed
move.
his field, and nobody going to touch him.
That is number 2, Hatchett, as
Hey,
he
let me tell
made
you,
one whale of a move right
when
there.
that ball was going, Bethel had him
stopped.
blocked.
That's right.
They had him stopped, and he reversed his field and took it in for a broken play.
You watch him go to the right as his hand as it's pitched to him. He just stops and heads the other way.
And
did you see the line that the blockers made pushing that way? Excellent job by the Raiders that time as they score.
Stephon Hatchett.
Nice play. This is Box on the point after. Nice kick. It's up, and it's good. So the Raiders have extended the lead now with 7:01 to go in the first half by a score of 14-6.
And that's the young
Bethel
man. Now,
Bruins.
Hatchett will be back next year. Hatchett is just a junior.
Well, that was a tremendous offensive play right there. The Bruins defensively had them bottled up on the right-hand side.
Yeah, but you know what really hurts is you turn the ball over and you give up a score. You can't turn the ball over at your end of the field and keep many teams out of the
Well, that just means
the end
Stan
zone.
Sexton standing over there smiling right now.
Sure, he's got to be. His offense is doing the job. Defense caused the turnover. Well, actually, they didn't cause the turnover, but they got the turnover. Should have had the punt that was muffed down here. So they've had how many turnovers they had, Bobby? I know. I'm going to say what you said.
It's going to be Matt Bevins for the Raiders kicking off.
I hope they didn't pick that up.
Number 20 for Bethel is Parker, along with number 22, Markel Wilkins. And there's the kick to the near side, almost fumbled, and he falls down at the 20.
Well,
so the Bruins are kicking themselves where?
in the foot. But let me tell you something. He fell down, but the good thing was he had a hold of the ball.
He didn't fumble it.
Gee, money. I know Tracy Parker just going, what is going on? Is there somebody out there that's tripping my player?
Is it?
Oh, my goodness.
We're not in Halloween yet.
No, we got about 20 days.
6:59 to go here in the first half of play. The Bruins take over 1st and 10 right at their own 20-yard line.
But they've got to march this ball down and score. They've got to do it.
This is Moore off the right side. Nice move to get away from that tackler, and he's going to pick up about 5 as he gets out right outside the 25-yard line.
Kevin White, 6 foot, 230-pound senior, makes the tackle. Kevin plays a guard, so he came from his guard position over to make that tackle. Right there, following up on the play. Actually, he was running and trying to catch up to the receiver or the ball carrier, and he did.
And that was Combs that actually made the initial stop, and then your other player put him down. 6:22 to go as the clock is running here in the second period. Second down and a short 5.
I don't think Bethel can go away from their game plan. You don't.
Well,
you don't panic and start throwing the ball or do anything, guys, because they are moving the ball.
They just got to eliminate the mistakes.
They quit biting themselves in the foot.
Either by penalty or turnover. Picks up about 4 yards. He gets out near the 29. That's where they'll spot it.
Watch the replay here.
1. That's Moore. Picks up about 4.
You notice that the Bruins runners are getting hit. And after they hit, they're still picking up 2 or 3 yards.
Wide out to the near side is Campbell for the Bruins.
Well, I tell you, you go straight ahead with the quarterback keeper, you're going to pick it up, or you give it to 14.
To Moore, and he gets about 4 yards on the play. That's plenty for a first down. Bruins have to keep going here with 5:25 to go in the second period of play. They need to get something on the boards before that halftime gets here.
Yeah, and they just don't need to panic, though. You got 6 minutes. You got plenty of, or 5.5 minutes. You got plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
Watch the replay. Just a simple handoff, following his blockers on the left side of that offensive line. You got 75 and 58 there that are doing a good job for the Bruins.
1st and 10 now at their own 33. There's a quick slant pass that is almost intercepted.
Now we got a flag, and I thought that was a good defense. Maybe I did miss something.
Well, it looked like the trailing defensive player for the Raiders may have got a hand in there. Let's see. We ought to be able to see it here. Ooh, where was the flag on that one? Coming right out of the referee's hand.
Yeah, in fact, it looked like the man had a good shot at catching the ball at all. I don't understand that penalty.
Well, our replay shows nothing. I mean, I don't see no flag, but fortunately for the Bruins,
on the play there was pass interference against the defense.
Well,
automatic first down and 15-yard penalty.
Well, I didn't see that, but there's a good shot of Dr. Russo.
Bruins get a favor there by the referees.
Oh, I tell you.
They have a 1st and 10 now.
See, he is in position.
He's got position of the play.
Nice. Oh,
there's
just a quarterback keeper.
Mullins up the middle, out to the left side, and he's going to pick up about 14 or 15 as he gets inside of the Raider 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bruins at the 38-yard line. Nice run by Mullins on that one. Mullins
Andre Combs was in on the stop along with Chris Laws. Mullins has got some good speed. You know, he could be a good halfback if he wasn't, or a wideout if he wasn't the quarterback. Good athlete. Just a straight handoff.
Moore up the middle. He got hit and got free, and he might go all the way.
And they're going to catch him.
Touchdown, Moore. What about the Bruins?
He got hit and knocked backwards about 2 steps.
And then took a stutter step to the left and took off running. That one was a 38-yard run by Moore, and there's a flag down at the goal line. This has got to be after the play. Watch him stutter step his way to the left.
Well, yeah, but right here he gets hit, boom.
And
But, he ran into his own player.
And then took off down the field free. Let's see what the flag here is at the goal line. Obviously it was after the play. It was a dead ball, unsportsmanlike flag against Bethel. Touchdown's good. So what are they going to do? Mark them 15 yards on the extra point attempt? They did. The ball is going to be set down at the 18-yard line where they will.
Well, they were going to go for 2 anyway. And they may still go for 2.
After the touchdown was scored, there was an unsportsmanlike conduct against a member of the scoring team, taunting the opposition. The touchdown is good. That 15-yard penalty is enforced on the try for point.
I'll tell you, Carter Ficklin is giving it to us.
He does a pretty good job of telling us what happened.
Great job. He's the one that sends me every year. I get this in the mail from Carter, and I ought to thank him, so I'm going to do it over the air, of all the rule changes in the high school football.
Well, and to throw is incomplete.
But even if he caught it, he was
the goal line anyhow. So the Bruins are unsuccessful on the 2-point conversion, and they now trail the Warwick Raiders by a score of 14-12 with 4:15 to go here before halftime.
Again, I want to thank Carter Ficklin for mailing me the rule changes. Every year I get them in the mail from him, and I failed to thank him, so I'm going to do it over there. Thank you, Carter.
You know, that was an impressive drive.
It was an excellent drive because you had just given up a turnover. You not only gave up the turnover, but you allowed the other team to score and go ahead 14-6. So you have to do something, and they did it.
Well, there's Carter Ficklin and his crew explaining to Tracy Parker what the penalty was. I assume that's what they're doing because Tracy is not too happy right now. But this is a tailing factor of this game. The Bethel Bruins have been penalized 6 times for 65 yards here in the first half of play. And
only 65.
Drew Paxson is in to kick off for the Bruins. Only 65, huh?
My goodness. Well, I knew it was a lot. 65, a lot of yards to have in a first half of play, and you're not even done with the first half yet.
Kickoff that is taken by number 21 at around the 10-yard line, and that's Jarius Sanders, and he's the one that if he gets out in the open, look out.
Oh! And I was surprised there wasn't a flag thrown there. He was thrown down after he was out of bounds, but no flag.
27 yards on the return for Sanders as he gets the ball out to the 37-yard line.
Gets a nice block right there.
There's one hit. He's
right
out of
there.
bounds.
See, now he's getting thrown out of bounds. That's normally a flag.
First
I think Tracy talking to him may have helped him.
It's a calm down a little bit with the flag throwing, right? 4:07 to go here in the first half. There's a handoff up the middle.
Whoa. Nice defense.
Gain of about 2 yards as that was Hatchett on the carry for the Raiders.
And I tell you, that was number 49, Corey Dickerson, 6'3", 220, sophomore, another sophomore. 49.
Second down and 8 now for the Raiders. 3:35 to go in the second period of play. As you can see the scoreboard now as this clock is running. Sinclair behind the center. There's 2 wideouts to the far side. And it looks like it's a reverse to the near side. Nice play defensively by number 20.
Lonell Parker, 5'9", 165 junior.
Well, that was Yarborough on a reverse play that natted. It looks like they gained, what, about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play?
Well, they spotted the ball at the 41.
It picks up about 3 yards on the play.
And that came from
Mr. Killen.
Mr. Killen.
Mr. Killen.
Well, Mr. Killen is...
What is it, down 2 yards? Third down and 6 now for the Raiders. 2:45 to go here in the first half. 2 wideouts to the far side as Sinclair is the quarterback and drops back to pass. There's a pass over the middle, and it's completed to number 6. That's Whitaker.
Oh, nice job of
play
coming to the ball, though. What he did was just, it's what you're trying to get your receivers to do, Mike, is the ball was thrown, and he came back to the ball. Watch this replay.
That's a 25-yard gain for Whitaker. Nice pass, too.
See him come back to the ball, separated himself from the defensive man, so the defensive man didn't get a chance to get him.
Bruins defense is going to have to stiffen up here. They still have 2 minutes and 15 to go here in the second period of play. There's a draw up the middle. Nice move there.
Was stutter step, and then look at he picked up about 8 yards. It looks like.
I mean, he got around a couple of would-be tacklers there just by stepping to the side. Excellent movement.
Watch
the
this
replay.
Yeah, it's just a simple handoff right there. He avoided a tackler and then got
pushed forward about 3 yards.
Hey.
Second down and a long 3 now for the Raiders. We're down to 1:45 on a running clock here in the first half.
Well, they still have a timeout. The Raiders
2 timeouts left.
The Bruins are the ones that don't have
There's
any time.
Sanders up the middle.
Well, they're not going to catch him.
Untouched.
They're not going to touch him.
As he went right straight up the field for 27 yards and a score.
Mike, that was just a quick opening. Bruins have stopped it time and time again tonight, but that time they didn't. They just gave him a crease. Watch this.
Yeah, they were in second and short. And the linebackers kind of moved to the outside and let the middle go.
Yeah.
I assume that the Bruins were thinking that he's going to go wide on that play, and instead he went straight up the middle.
Well, you can see why Stan Sexton is high on that young man.
That's
and why he'd
blocked.
love to have him back again.
Blocked on the extra point. That extends the lead now to 21-12 with 1:30 to go.
I don't know how I got All right. I lost the top of my pen there, Mike.
I wondered what you were doing. So the Bethel Bruins they have 1.5 minutes left. They have no timeouts left here in the first half, and they now trail 21-12.
Well, I tell you, I look for the Bruins to put the ball up, but you better put it down the field, and you better make sure that you've got distance between the defense because you don't want to turn the ball over.
No, but I tell you what, this has been a key so far in this game. What are they going to do with the kickoff? They got to hold the ball.
Wait a second, they're not going to bounce it off their helmet, are they?
There's the kickoff up the right side.
There you go.
He got lucky. It goes out of bounds. So the Bruins,
they'll take it at 35.
At the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. So no time went off the clock. And they get the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. No timeouts for the Bruins.
That's what the Raiders
On the
needed.
kickoff, there was illegal procedure. Kickoff out of bounds against the kicking team. By rule, the ball is placed at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10.
I love Carter Ficklin. We need him here. He explains things, and I bet you he would let us know about offsetting penalties. I don't want to get into that.
Oh, Lord. 1st and 10 for the Bruins at their own 35.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what Trey.
He's got 4 wideouts, 1 to the far side and 3 here to the near side.
See if the Raiders put pressure. Oh, he's going to run right up the middle.
1 step to the left, though, and he would have went a long ways.
Well, that's the reason he's spreading them out, to give the quarterback some running room, because that's really a play that has little chances of turning the ball over, much less there than any other place.
Picks up 6 yards on the play as we're down close to a minute to go with the clock running. Eric King is the lone back there with Mullins in the shotgun. heard a whistle blow, did you?
Yeah, you just overthrew the receiver down there. It looks like 83 was the intended receiver, Bill Weaver. Bill Weaver is 6'3", 210 sophomore.
Well, we heard a whistle blow, and it looks like the umpire actually threw the flag finally, but he didn't throw the flag until after the ball was incomplete.
Let's go, Bruins! Let's go, Bethel!
We did hear
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct against a Bethel player.
Wow,
That's two of them.
another one. And that's 65, that's 80 yards then, right?
that is 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against the Bruins just in the last couple of minutes.
Hey, if you're the Bruins, what you do is just run the ball and hope to get out of this quarter with no more turnovers and no more
Well, they pretty much could do that now, just taking 2 snaps with 50 seconds to go. But I tell you what, if I was Stan Sexton, I'd call a timeout.
I would too. I'd put the
after
pressure
every one
on
of these plays.
I'd put the pressure on him. Got my 2 speedsters back there to bring the ball, bring a punt back. I'd make them punt the ball.
We had a 2nd down and 4. The play was a dead ball penalty after the play was done with, so they lost the down. So it's now 3rd down and 19.
Wow.
And I tell you what, if I was Warwick, I'd be using their timeouts at this point. Of course, they've got to stop him. This is more on the pitch. He gets outside.
And he's out of bounds.
That's
going to stop the clock.
And that's not going to help none.
Well, he picked up, looked like, what, about 10 yards?
Picked up about 10 or 11 yards, but it's going to be 4th down and about 8. Nice pitch by Mullins as Moore comes to the near side. But unfortunately, the Bruins are facing a 4th down and 8 here and are going to have to punt the ball, so Warwick's going to get it anyhow. There's still 43 seconds to go, and they have 2 timeouts.
And the clock will not start until they snap the ball after the run back.
This is Drew Paxton into punt for the Bruins.
Drew Paxton, 5'10", 180 senior.
Nice punt over here as Sanders takes it at his 25. And he gets to about the 31 where he is stopped by the Bruins. So the Raiders will have a 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. 32 seconds left here in the first half of play.
This has been a little longer half. It's moving along right good there for a while.
The last 5 minutes has slowed down drastically, and a lot of that has to do with penalties.
Can you believe it's got to be 80 yards of penalties?
Well, they had 65 before, and they've already had at least 115 cents.
Yes, it's just, to me, unfathomable.
So the Raiders 1st down and 10 at their own 31. Sinclair under center. 2 wideouts to the far side. They're going to throw the ball.
Well, let's see. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what Stan's going to do.
No, he didn't.
No, he's going
That's
to
number
try
13. That is Laws on the carry.
He's going to try to break one. And, hey, he's going to take a timeout.
Of course he is. Not real sure what our referee, Carter Ficklen, is doing as he walks off the field. I wonder if somebody over here has a whistle.
I think that's what it is. I think.
Can you call up on a headset and ask them to have security see me? Sir.
That may very well be why they stopped the clock, or the referee is off on the track over here. Like one of the coaches are hollering up there, and that's got to be what it is.
We got a good shot of Carter, and he pointed up there. So you don't want to say, I heard a whistle.
Well, that whistle we heard earlier was real loud.
And that's not fair to these young players.
Timeout is called by the referee. I thought that's what we already knew. Okay. So as the police officers come up in the stand and look for the person who has the whistle.
What a nice time to swallow a whistle, right? He said, you have one, you sweet.
I don't have none. You've been blowing a whistle up here? Not me. I don't have a whistle. Do you have a whistle?
Not me.
He says, you're the police officer. You're the one that normally carries a whistle.
Oh, my.
Carter Ficklin over here standing next to Tracy Parker. They're chatting with each other.
They're trying to find out where you're going after the game. Going to get some pizza? You buying or I'm buying?
I got sub. Plenty of subs from our Subway folks.
Yeah. Heath Patel and Bob Killen ate them all.
Yeah, if I can believe that.
Hey, he said Brent and him, so he's trying to throw the
Well, we
gauntlet
already know
over.
the cookies are gone.
Hey, I was going to say, Brent didn't eat the sandwich. He ate all the cookies.
Brent's new up here, right? He's only been up here for a few games. He doesn't understand the concept of the box and one yet.
He doesn't?
He says, I got my cookies.
Look at that run.
So the Warwick Raiders will advance the ball all the way down to the Bruin. Yeah, nobody told us either. That was a
Just
run,
a run
up the
right
middle
up the
by
gut.
number 13, Chris Laws, as he gets a draw play, and the Raiders are inside of Bethel's territory down to the 36.
Well, he took a
First and
timeout.
10.
He took Stan took his first time out. He's got 16 seconds. So you can see the clock there.
21-12, Warwick out in front of the Bethel Bruins, and they have a 1st and 10 at the Bruin 36-yard line. There's enough time to get a couple of
Warwick
plays
took
off.
a charge timeout. They have one timeout remaining. The clock will start on the snap. 1st and
They
10.
still have another timeout left. Look at
That's
this.
3.
He's got another cookie.
Hey.
How many more you got down there?
But the bad thing is he licked them before he put them in the thing, so nobody going to take them. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. You think been making them?
Bob says he's been up here cooking them, right? I can believe that.
Killing does a lot of things, but cooking ain't one of them.
We've been to his house to eat dinner, right?
That's right. Thanks, Tina.
Here we go, 1st and 10. Sinclair back to pass over the middle of the field. He's open.
Off his hands.
That was
What a
Whitaker in the end
beautiful
zone with the
pass.
ball in his hands, and he dropped it.
That was an excellent throw by Sinclair. Look at it. Hit him in the hands.
Had too much wobble on it.
Is that what it was?
That was a pretty pass.
It was an excellent pass.
On the run. Good thing for the Bruins that it was incomplete, though, because that would have been 6 more points. They're down to 9 seconds left and 2nd and 10.
Hey, that didn't take but 7.
And they got enough time for 2 more plays here if they do it right, and they still have a timeout left. That was a pretty run play, too. Another pass down to the right corner, overthrown. That one was intended for number 4, Nate Thomas of the Raiders.
Nate, just a junior, 6 foot 165, but
Defended by 3 Bruins back there.
in all fairness to Sinclair, he slipped. That's the first time I seen anybody slip on this field, and we've got a lot of rain over the last couple of weeks. A lot of games played here. The only time place is really showing some wear is right about where he's standing around the 40-yard line. But he slipped as he threw that ball.
Enough time for one play, 3 seconds to go.
You got to get it in the end zone.
3rd and 10 at the 36. Bruins are trying to dodge a bullet here. Sinclair breaks free.
He's not going to get a chance to throw it.
The Bruins defense came up when they needed to here.
Came up big.
As Sinclair is sacked back at the 41-yard line. Well, we've come to the end of the first half of play. The Warwick Raiders out in front of the Bethel Bruins by a score of 21-12. Stay tuned for second half action here at Darling Stadium. Welcome back to Darling Stadium, folks. Tonight, the Bethel Bruins are trailing the Warwick Raiders by a score of 21-12. First half stats for the Warwick Raiders in the first half. They rushed the ball 20 times and had 157 yards rushing. Jarius Sanders 6 for 53 and a touchdown. Passing the ball, they were 3 of 6, no interceptions, no touchdowns for 49 yards. Their leading receivers was Kevin White. He had 1 reception for 25 yards, and Nate Thomas 1 reception for 22. Total yards for the Warwick Raiders, Bob, was 206 yards. They had 8 first downs, fumbled the ball none, and they had 2 penalties for 29 yards.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the Bruins. They had 19 carries for 164 yards. Barry Moore had 76 of those yards with 1 touchdown. They passed 4-10 for 44 yards. Weaver had 1 for 27 yards. Their total yards, 2 yards more, 208. They had 9 first downs, fumbled the ball twice, lost it 1 time. But listen to the penalties. 7 penalties for 80 yards, with Warwick leading 21-12.
Now
that is unbelievable.
That is obviously the key to this game so far, as the Bruins are matching the Raiders yard for yard within 2 yards of each other. They have 1 turnover. The Raiders have yet to turn the ball over. And 80 penalty yards to 29 is a major difference in 1 half of play.
Well, and Raiders scored first, got 7 points. Bethel come down, scored. Bad snap on the center, missed extra point. Raiders went down and scored again. Bethel scored. Penalty, 15-yard penalty on the try after. It was no good. And then the Raiders scored again. Now they get the ball.
It was the opening kickoff, and that's number 2, Hatchett, on the return. He gets out to about the 22-yard line where he's nailed by the Bruins. It's like maybe number 10 and 44 on the stop for the Bruins.
Joshua Jones is the 10. He's a 6'2", 230 senior. All right, second half. We are proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring our games again this year. Zoom supports the student athletes in the city, Hampton City Schools. Zoom's a great community partner.
First and 10 for the Raiders at their own 22-yard line. Opening drive of the second half of play. Raiders out in front by a score of 21-12. Nice play on the defense there by the Bruins.
A young man shot the gap, went right down and got the feet out from underneath the runner. He had nowhere to go.
Sanders, after he got the handoff from Sinclair, was immediately chopped down. Boom, right there.
Tanya Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center. Stop by the reptile department and see Big Ben, a 17-foot Burmese python. He'd eat all of the cookies that Brent brings.
What's the difference between a Burmese python and a regular python?
I don't know.
It's big. There's a screen pass that is could be called a lateral, and I believe that's what they're calling. That's exactly what
he threw it forward, yeah. Carter Ficklin is making the call. There was no pass.
And Carter Ficklin is calling it an incomplete pass. Let's see if we can see where he threw the ball.
He threw it forward.
He's back there.
Yeah, he threw it forward. The Subway, located 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Order your favorite combination of freshly baked bread, meat or vegetarian, from 6-inch subs to 6-footers. That's Heath Patel, sure to satisfy your appetite. Subway.
With the incomplete pass, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 now for the Raiders.
Bruins came out and stepped it up a little bit on defense. They've got
the first play from scrimmage was the key to how the Bruins are going to have to take care of business here in the second half. There's a pass that's overthrown to Kevin White off to the left flat. That's going to be incomplete.
Well, you're making the Raiders kick the ball early, and they come out with a little bit of down. The Raiders did. They just weren't, they just don't look like they're ready. And the Bruins come out with a lot of fire. Now we're going to have a punt.
That's number 32. That's Hatton back deep for the Bruins.
Low punt,
this is
but
one that
he
can run back as he takes it. That is 45. Comes to the near side. Had a block there.
Got a nice seam, picked it.
And he carried the ball all the way inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line. That's where the Bruins will take over.
If we watch the replay, We want to talk about a player of the game. We're going to pick an offensive and defensive player of the game for the Bruins tonight. They will receive a shirt. It comes from the Tidewater Team Sports, and they're located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, and uniform and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara.
Campbell and Preston are your wideouts here for the Bruins. That's a handoff up the middle to Moore. He gets the ball inside the 35 down to about the 33.
But Moore has taken over for Jeffrey Flugam, who has got injured in the first half. I see him standing next to the coaches down on the sideline, but Moore has done a good job.
Gain of 6 on the play for Moore. That's going to be a 2nd down and 4. How many yards did Moore have in the first half?
He had 76 yards and a touchdown the first half.
Had a good first half. Bethel has been able to move the ball at will. It's just been their mistakes that have hurt them.
They have bit themselves in the foot.
Where?
Time and time again. Chewed on their toes. Then something. Here we go.
There's a pass play over the middle.
Open.
Underthrown and intercepted by the Raiders. That
Good
pass
defense.
was intended for Preston.
And number 2,
That's Hatchett on the interception.
Stephon Hatchett.
Hatchett made a great play and got in position. The ball was underthrown because if we could see the start of the play, Preston took off down the field and was behind the defense by about 3 yards. But an underthrown ball cost the Bruins on their second turnover of the evening. 10:06 to go here in the third period play as the Warwick Raiders will take over at their own 12.
Let's see if they can do something. The Bruins defense stepped up a minute ago, and there it is
There
again.
it is again. That's a handoff up the middle.
And they are getting creamed right at the point of attack. There is nobody making a block or something. The runner's running to the wrong hole, but the Bruins have got it figured out. Picked up, about a yard on that play.
Handoff was to number 9, Kevin White, up the middle. Gain of a yard.
Kevin White.
That's his first carry that I can remember.
Yeah,
here in
he's
the
a
game.
fullback, and they have not used him to run the ball much tonight. He's been the blocker.
That's Sanders is the tailback, along with Sinclair. And this looks like a pitch to Sanders on a sweep to the right. He gets outside and gets lots of yardage out to about the 25-yard line where he goes out of bounds.
Picked up the first down, Mike.
That's a gain of about 12 or 13 yards on the play.
Well, he was 2nd and 9.
Watch him sweep to the outside.
Well, this is one thing I'm surprised.
What a job that the receiver was doing.
They had that one shot up the middle on their last touchdown, they being the Raiders, that popped the young man through, and he went right up the middle for a touchdown. But
what set that up, though? The wide running.
Yeah, and now they've gone back to the wide because they do have speed. The Raiders got a lot of speed.
And off up the middle, I believe that's Sanders again, and he looks like he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Dickerson, number 49, just wrapped him up. Corey, just a sophomore.
No gain on the play. That puts the ball at the 25-yard line. 2nd down and 10. 8:58 to go in the third period of play. Great evening of football here at Darling Stadium. Bethel Bruins hosting the Warwick Raiders. Both teams trying to get a Peninsula District Conference win tonight. Nice run. That's number 13, Lou.
Oh, look at the
Laws.
speed.
And it don't look like anybody's going to catch him as he's going to go
he
75 yards for the touchdown.
Wow. I looked like two people had a chance to hit him, bring him down, and he just showed some tremendous speed. Who was that?
Chris Laws. So Chris Laws breaks free up the middle and goes 75 yards for the Raiders score.
6'2", 195 senior.
Watch him break through. Once he gets past the containment
right
here.
There was a player I thought was going to get him.
It's just a foot race at this point. Because Preston was the only one that had a chance of getting him.
2 turnovers, 2 touchdowns by the Raiders because of the 2 turnovers.
This is Chris Box in for the extra point attempt. Kicks up and good. The Raiders extend the lead now to 28-12 over the Bethel Bruins.
Dave, the Bruins come out just on top defensively. Laws 125
5 carries, 127.
Wow.
Well, of course, 75 of them came on one run, but it still adds up.
Hey, I don't care how you get them. You get them 5 at a time or 75 at a clip. It makes no difference.
Yeah, but when you get 75 at a clip, it sure does go by faster. you pick up a lot more total yards that way, don't you?
And you get hit a lot less.
A lot less. He just totally outran the Bethel secondary on that play. So now in to kick off for the
Raiders.
Warwick Raiders is should be number 17, Matt Bevins.
Yeah, it's 17.
And that's number 43 for the Bruins. Terry Gray is sitting in the middle of the field deep to receive. Every one of his kickoffs, though, has been to this near side. Let's see how this one goes. This one's going to go to the far side, it figures. Takes that at about the 8-yard line. If he can get a block, he might get outside.
Well, he got one right
He got
there.
the block. He's still on the go as he gets all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Wow, what a nice run back, and what a nice block that time. I'd like to pick up who did that block. It may
I believe that was Markel Williams on the run back for the Bruins.
Yeah, and I think it may have been number 7, Flugham, on the block. There's a nice block there, right here. That was
a nice block, and that's a call. That's a block right there that you normally see a flag thrown on.
But he got in front.
He got his shoulder and head in front. There seems to be a stoppage of play here. Is there a penalty?
After the play was over, there was a dead ball personal foul against the kicking team.
That answers that
15
question.
yards, first down.
The Bruins, by virtue of a late hit after the play, will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Raider 45-yard line. They need to do something here. They can't afford to keep falling behind by more each time. So,
they need to take it down and get a score.
Well, you'll notice that the Bruins have a new quarterback in there, and that's Theodore Baycoat, number 25, is now quarterbacking. There's a handoff to Fulgham. He breaks a tackle. He gets 10, 12, 13 yards, 12 yards on the plays. He's out to the Warwick Raider 33-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Bruins. Nice
Theo
run.
Baycoat, 6'3", 180, freshman. Just a freshman.
See, Mullins is standing on the sideline. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong, but I guess Tracy Parker has made the decision. We need to change, do something. Try to eliminate some of these mistakes that the Bruins have made.
Give his freshman quarterback a chance to hand the ball off.
Fulgham again up the middle, gets good yards, about 6 on the play.
Well,
they mark it.
They were using Barry Moore, and Barry picked up some good yardage.
Replay of it.
Jeffrey has come in and done a great job.
There's Moore coming into the lineup now, taking Fulgham out.
Well, he got shook up in that first half. Jeffrey did.
He was a player that's name was called a lot, though. There was a pitch out to Moore, and the Raiders just swallowed him up.
Avonde Combs.
That's going to be a loss of at least 6, maybe 7 on the play, depending upon the mark.
Combs coming from his linebacker spot. Watch him. Nobody touched him. Nobody touched him.
So that's going to place the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. Now it's 3rd and 10 for the Bruins.
Well, actually, it's probably 10 and a half, but we don't have a half-yard line. They told me last night.
We were asking Bob earlier, do we give half-yard lines? And his response was,
no. And I asked Tim Ewing, and he said,
it almost
no.
looks like the Bruin player lined up all side down here, but he got away with it.
Oh, man.
Handoff up the middle, and that was to Moore, and he is swallowed up.
And big
hit
79, Patrick Wortham. He's a senior, 250, 6'3", and he met him right in the backfield.
Well, he loses about almost 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 15, so Tracy Parker has a decision to make here. I guess the decision has been made with 5:58 on a running clock and down 28-12. He's going to go on 4th down here.
Yeah, almost have to. Because, if you punt the ball, it goes in the end zone. You're only going to pick up about 18 yards on the switch.
So the freshman's back to throw. He gets his first pass off. That one's just kind of riding around, and it's intercepted by the Raiders. That's intercepted by Sanders as he's out to the 35. There's a flag down. He's at the 40. Look at him stutter stepping, and then he just drops, and there's another flag.
Those two little girls down there.
Two friends of my son's. 2 flags on the play after the interception. That ball was put up for grabs.
If he'd have been smart, he'd have knocked the ball down, and then they got the ball at the line of scrimmage.
But in the meantime, they're going to have a couple of. They're going to have at least one penalty. The ball was batted in the air and intercepted by Sanders down near the 10-yard line, and he runs it out. And watch him stutter step here, trying to avoid a tackle.
Yeah.
And then he finally decides, I don't think so. Down he goes.
Oh, Big 75 was about to pounce on him.
So
Brandon Pereira, 6 foot 260.
So we'll wait now to see what the flag is.
In all fairness to the quarterback, Baycoat, he got hit and he threw that ball, and it went straight up in the air.
Well, I mean, it went down to 10. So even though it was up in the air, it was 20, almost 30 yards in the air.
Well, that shows you he's got a good arm, doesn't it?
Yep. Because he was being hit.
We got
us a chop block.
Chop block.
Oh, that's going against Bethel. Illegal use of hands against the Raiders. So
we got. Is this going to be
an offsetting penalty?
If you haven't been watching our contest, you don't understand why we're laughing at that, and I'm not going to explain it to you.
Well, you have a chop block against the Raiders. Against Bethel.
Bruins,
and you have an illegal use of the hands during the run back. So what are they going to do?
They're going to go
10 yards one way and then 15 the other? I don't know. Who knows?
Well, they just let.
Oh, I know.
Let's see what he does.
He gave the illegal use of hands, which was a 10-yard penalty. Now they're going to. Now the question is, was the chop block during the run back, or was it prior to the pass?
The chop block was the second penalty, I think.
If the chop block was
chop block against the Bruins, and that's declined, holding, or pushing it back in.
What we had on the play was a foul against each team after the change of possession, the interception by Warwick. Warwick can keep final possession of football by declining the penalty against Bethel. We are enforcing the 10-yard penalty for block in the back against Warwick, 1st and 10.
Thank you, Carter Ficklin.
Okay.
That's how easy that was?
Yeah. Oh, and the man has got.
So the Raiders have 1st and 10 at their own 30. This is number 3 on the carry, and that's Combs. That's the first time we've seen him run the ball.
And he's just a junior, 6'1", 200 pounds.
And he gets about 10 yards on the carry out to the 40-yard line.
If they spot it right on the line as a first down, and it is.
They're giving him the first down. So the 10-yard carry there by Combs. Here's a replay.
And the last couple yards, he did it by backing up, right? He was going backwards.
Whoa, and you see him lose the ball?
Yeah. I guess they called the ball down. Let's see.
1st and 10 at the 40 for the Raiders as they drive now with 4:58 to go in the third period.
This is, a third turnover for the Bruins?
That is an offside penalty on the Bruins as looks like the nose guard jumped early.
And I think the Bruins play, that's the nose guard. It jumped off. They play that odd front.
5-yard penalty.
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense, still first down, 5-yard penalty.
I'm sorry,
that is not offside.
Offside is on the offense, right?
That's right. That's encroachment on the defense. They get in the neutral zone.
1st and 5 now for the Raiders as a quick pass out here to the flat. And that's going to get about 8 yards and a first down for the Raiders as they go into the Bethel Bruin territory down to the 47.
And that may just be a automatic call when the quarterback looks over there and he sees that the defender is 10 to 15 yards off of the line of scrimmage. Get the ball to your wideout. You got a one-on-one, a missed tackle, and you got a touchdown.
Well, the Warwick Raiders have shown that they've got a very good. Do you see why they, ranked number 2 in the district in offense? They're playing really well. Look at him fight for yardage.
That would look like number 13, Chris Laws, running the ball that time.
He's the one that had that 75-yard run earlier here in the quarter. But we got a timeout now for an injured Bruin player, but he seems to be up and okay. They're going to make him come off.
Was it number 36 for the Bruins? That's Trenton Blow.
The linebackers.
He's one linebacker, 6'2", 200 sophomore.
So he's coming out of the game. That's number 53 going in there. That's Douglas for the Bruins. Gain of about 6.
Well,
Second down to 4.
We have Tyler Blow, who is a sophomore. We have Trenton Blow, who is a sophomore. You suppose that they're twins?
With that name, I would think so. That's an unusual name. Nice play out as the Raider gets all the way to the 33-yard line.
And he is tackled by Barry Moore.
And is that Law again? So it was. Number 13, that is Chris Laws. As he gets inside of the 35 down to the 33, 1st and 10 for the Raiders as they are marching for another score. Out in front of the Bruins right now, 28-12, 3:40 to go here in the third period of play. Sinclair under center and takes the snap, and again, Laws met at the line this time, and he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, he was driven back. First one they hit him is number 96.
Like he picks up about
86. I'm sorry, 86. That's Trevor Burton. I'm sorry, that's not Trevor Burton. 86 is Anthony Jackson.
Gain of a yard.
6'1", 195 junior.
Well, the Raiders offense is showing why they're ranked number 2 in the Peninsula District.
They don't show a lot of power, but they sure got a lot of speed.
That is number 3, Combs, up the middle. He gets down to about the 30. He's going to pick up about 2 on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 7.
Right now, the Bruins are back on their heels. They have played so good in spurts, but they've turned the ball over 3 times. 2 of the times, the Raiders took advantage and scored a touchdown, and they're going to try to do it on this time. Now we're going to have a
Sinclair back pass over the middle again. That's complete to Nate Thomas, all the way down to the Bruins 6-yard line.
I got to tell you, I like this Rodriguez Sinclair. This young man has got a nice arm. He gets in the pocket. He doesn't panic. He waits till his receiver is open and hits him. You can see right there, he was wide open when he got the ball.
Sinclair, 6'1" senior, 170 pounds. Quarterback for the Raiders. 1st and goal at the 6 for the Raiders. 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the third period of play. They're already out in front by a score of 28-12. Here's a handoff, I believe, to number 3 up the middle. That's Combs again. And he's going to bowl his way right into the end zone. Or is that Sanders? It was Sanders.
Sanders.
Number 21, that was Sanders. Lamar.
Well,
Jarius Sanders for 6 yards.
That's your speed guy.
And he was using a lot of power to bull his way in.
Well, he had a little help from that offensive line. And watch this. He gets behind the offensive line and just keeps on till he gets in the end zone.
There's number 79 helping out the way, and that's Patrick Hawthorne.
Big 79, 250, 6'3", senior.
Number 8, Charles Boxon for the extra point. Snap, the kick is up, and it looks good from here. It is. So with 1 minute and 39 seconds to go, the Warwick Raiders are well out in command now by a score of 35-12 over the Bethel Bruins.
3 turnovers, 21 points.
That's right.
Here's a touchdown again. Just watch it. Just follow your big guys and we'll let them push the other guys out of the way, and then you keep your feet moving and you watch him. He keeps running around. They never got him down. Never got him down. And Big O 79 says, hey, get behind me. I'll take you in the end zone.
35-12 now is the score. Warwick Raiders have capitalized on a couple of turnovers in the second half by the Bruins to take a commanding lead as we are down to 1:39 to go here in the third period of play. Kicking off now is number 17, Matt Bevins for the Raiders. That's number 43, Terry Gray, in the middle of the field, deep for the Bruins, awaiting the kickoff. This one's going to go to, nope. Gray comes up to block, and it's taken, and he falls down at the 3.
Well, they're going to actually spot it at the 4, but his feet went right out from under him. And just that must be a wet spot because there's not many wet spots out there. I walked on the field earlier.
That was Markel Wilkins who took the kickoff and looked like he wanted to start running and just fell right straight to the ground. So worse gets worse as the Bruins are backed up close to their own goal line.
Hey, they got 96 yards to go.
So the Bruins now, as Mullins comes back into quarterback the Bethel, and 1st and 10 from their own 4-yard line. We're down to 1:30 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, you want to do, if you're the Bruins, you got to pick up a couple of first downs.
And Mullins is back in his end zone in the shotgun formation.
Well, he's going to run.
He's going to run it himself. He makes a move. It picks up about 3 on the play as he gets outside to about the 7-yard line.
Well,
he took a beating when he got hit, too.
Hey, Vondre Combs met him in the hole, and he picked up a couple yards.
Watch him get nailed.
Right there, boom.
I mean, he was down on his knees and just stopped him. So the Bruins have a second down and I guess about 7 yards now out to the 7-yard line. They need to get to the 14 to get a first down. Still in the shotgun is Mullins. This time he's back to throw to a wide open number 4. Well, he bobbled the ball but still came up with the catch out to the 9-yard line. But it's going to be a short gain of about, 2?
Yeah, but I thought he dropped the ball.
I tell you what, he had a lane to run with over here, too. I mean, it was right in his hands, but he still
good
caught
job. He did get the ball back.
So he's down at the 9, so the Bruins now have a 3rd and 5. That was a short gain.
Well, I tell you, that was a dangerous call, but the coaching staff's got a lot of confidence in Mullins.
Eric King is split out here to the near side, and our referee, Carter Fickling, calls time. Well, that's because we came to the end of the quarter. So we're at the end of 3 quarters.
You think that'll do it?
Hey, they usually, when the clock is 0, he'll blow the whistle. At the end of 3, the Warwick Raiders are out in front of the Bethel Bruins by a score of 35-12.
Zooms, get your Citgo gas, Krispy Kreme donuts, hot prepared food. Zooms is proud to present the Eagle Award, which is recognized as the athletes who have exceeded in academics. Zooms and David Allen, we do appreciate that. Yeah, I see it. The fourth quarter is brought to you in part by Eric Thompson, realtor with William E. Wood. Eric is a Hampton City School alumni, a past state champion in wrestling. Eric will help you sell your home, will help you find that perfect new home. Give him a call at 881-2004. And the second half is also brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at the Hampton Center Parkway and North Armstead Avenue. For information, give them a call at 827-4670. Nancy Staten is the manager. And we welcome our new corporate sponsor, Tonia's Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center, providing Hampton Roads with the highest quality in pet products for over 11 years. 49 West Mercury Boulevard.
Here we go to start the fourth quarter play. 3rd down and 5 for the Bruins, deep in their own territory. There's a pitch out over here to Moore.
He's going to get his first down.
If he can get the right move, and he gets out to about the 17, that's enough for a first down. Nice run by Moore.
They got outside, and that's what they needed to do.
Well, that's where they've been successful in the entire game.
Yep. And also our corporate sponsor is Subway at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. They have subs, wraps, cookies, salads, and more. And the bread is always fresh baked. Stop by and say hello to Heath Patel and his wife and try something good.
9-yard gain on that play by Moore for a first down. He's had a nice game tonight. First and 10 for the Bruins at their own 18-yard line. Mullins on a keeper. Now he pitches back to Moore, and he's got plenty of room out to the 30.
Well, I tell you what.
That's about a 12-yard gain on that play.
You give the ball to your speedster.
And let him let rip with it. And it was a perfect play by Mullins as he waited till the last minute, and then he pitches it just as he's getting hit. Nice camera work, guys. First and 10 at the 30-yard line now for the Bruins. 11:10 to go here in the fourth period as we just started the fourth period of play with the Warwick Raiders out in front of the Bethel Bruins, 35-12. Homecoming night for the Bruins. Bruins have a nice crowd here tonight.
They do have a nice crowd. And you like to show better, but they're really going to have to.
Oh, nice play, but it was a bit behind the receiver, number 83, Weaver. And I tell you what, Mullins took the snap and made a move to his left. Watch it as he looked like he was going to run, and then he stopped and came back to the right with the pass. Just overthrown. That's going to bring up a second down and 10 with the ball sitting at the Bruin 30. Second down and 10 now. Mullins again in the shotgun. This time he hands off to Moore on the delay. He's going to pick up another 12 yards, maybe 13 on the play.
Well, actually ran into his own blocker, Jeffrey Fluham.
Gain of 13 on the play. That's another first down for the Bruins. Moore is really racking up the yards in this game.
Well, he had 79 yards during the first half.
He's got to be close to 100 yards by now.
76 yards the first half.
He has 101 yards rushing so far. $104 yards rushing for Moore so far in the game. Going back to pass again, and there's a pass down the left sideline.
Yes,
well overthrown to Robert Preston as he was streaking down the right sideline.
He was behind the defender, but the ball was out of bounds.
That was overthrown by, what, 5 yards? I bet, yeah, looks to be able to get a good shot here. Well, no, not really.
Well, sideline camera, they're coming right at you. Yeah.
Ball was way down the track. So either way you look at it, it's incomplete pass, stops the clock with 9:55 to go, and it's second down and 10. Ball resting at the 43.
Under 10 minutes to go. 3 wideouts down here at the bottom of your screen.
Mullins again is in the shotgun. This is a quick out that goes off of the hands.
Now that was a good pass. That should have been caught.
That was Antoine Jarvis who mishandled that pass. He's going to bring up a third down and 10.
And here's another sophomore, Antoine Jarvis, 6 foot 175. So he got a lot of sophomores, and they had a freshman at quarterback for a while. He being Tracy Parker, he's getting these youngsters get a lot of playing time, a lot of experience.
Theodore Baycoat was the freshman quarterback that went in and played for a series that gave Mullins a little rest there. Here again, Moore. This time, look at him dragging the defender again for 12 yards. He's picking up 12 and 13 yards every time he touches the ball on this drive.
Well, he carried number 24, Justin Chambly.
That was a piggyback. Look at that.
It's 5'10", 210, and he just carries him.
All the way down to the Raider 46-yard line. Timeout's called by the Raiders.
But you know what's happening here is the Bruins are moving the ball, but what's also happening is they're eating up the clock.
Right.
They are trailing
timeout charge to Warwick.
12.
Warwick has 2 remaining in the second half.
That's 23 points. That's 3 scores. They got to get 3 scores and at least 1 2-point conversion in there just to tie the game. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 2-point conversions. So, you know, when you're 3 scores down, you want to score quickly. The Bruins are moving the ball. They're picking up a lot of yardage. But
I mean, they're picking up 10, 12 yards every time they run the ball. It's at least At least they're Barry Moore is picking up the yards for him. But
he is really looking good, isn't he? How much?
115 yards on
You were right.
how many carries? 14 carries. 14 carries.
Well, you said he had to be close to 100 yards. Well, he is. He's over it.
So it's 1st and 10 with the ball resting at the Raiders' 41-yard line. This is Mullins on a pitch out to Moore again as he breaks the tackle, runs over another would-be defender, literally ran over him, knocked him straight down to the ground.
Well, I think it slowed him down, but
and he's going to pick up 5 yards on that play. Remember where this drive started at, all the way back on their own 4-yard line.
4-yard line, and that's what I'm saying. It's a
Watch him
good-looking
run
drive
over this player.
right there. Well, he actually ran over his own player, too. He said, Darius, get out of my way.
2nd down and 5 with the ball resting at the 41.
You got to like this more. The kid is 5'9", 175, but he plays a lot bigger. Oh!
Nice block, nice key block there by the wide receiver of that was number 15 on a good block. That was Perry. And that sealed the end and allowed him to get around and pick up a few yards. It's a little short.
Bruce Bynum made the tackle finally. He's just a junior, 6'1", 185.
Watch that,
right
that block right there allowed him to pick up about 3 yards on the play.
That he wouldn't have got.
That's right. So it's going to be 3rd down and a yard at the 37.
And the clock is stopped by him going out of bounds, which is Bruins want you to stop that clock as much as you can.
3 wideouts to the far side now as Mullins is in the shotgun. Takes the snap himself and off the left side, gets a big hole, bounces off one tackler and makes a move. He's inside the 10, inside the 5, all the way down to about the 3.
I think he's inside the 3, but it's close at the 3.
So that's a nice run by Mullins as he gets all the way down inside.
Right. He just finds an open area, goes to it, and then cuts right in and runs out of a would-be tackler. You got to wrap him up. Number 21 for the Raiders finally pulls him down and runs him out of bounds. That's Jamaris Sanders.
So they have a 1st and goal now at the 3-yard line.
Well, and we can maybe look forward to an onside kick because they need to get the ball back.
Got to score first.
Oh, they're going to score. You get the ball and just give it
give the ball to Moore, right?
No, just
Moore's
take the
not
ball
in
and go
there
straight
now.
ahead.
Mullins takes the ball straight ahead. He's down close to the goal line.
No signal. Didn't get in.
The 2 referees just standing there looking, and now they finally move into the pile to see where the ball is.
Well, he didn't make it, they're saying.
2nd down and goal inside the 1. They're, a foot away from the goal?
And I like the way Carter Ficklin will turn to the coach and say, okay, this is how much you've got to get it in.
Well, we were both waiting on the 2 line judges to come in to figure out where the ball was going to be set at.
Yeah, I thought he got in, but obviously he didn't.
2nd goal with a foot to go. Mullins again, yes. And that last drive puts him into the end zone.
Well, actually, the tackle knocked him into the end zone.
Well, he turned his back to the goal line and just pushed his way in. So Mullins scores for the Bruins, and that cuts the lead now to 35-18.
Watch this right here. He gets tackled. Boom.
Boom.
He gets knocked in the end zone.
So the Bruins now have 18. And Mullins will stay in as they will attempt to go for 2 here.
Got to go.
They're going to have to do that anyhow.
Yeah, they got to.
So with 8:55 or 7:55 to go here in the 4th quarter play, the Bruins back on the board again. They're going to set the ball to the near hash mark on the 3.
And that gives you a wide side of the field.
With the left-handed quarterback, and that's where he would be rolling.
If he's going to roll, if he's going to pass, if he's got the option to pass or run, you want him going to the left.
That's Fulgrim in the tailback slot. That's number 2 in the fullback slot.
That's Eric King, yeah.
He wanted to throw the ball, but he's being chased out, and he just gets rid of it at that point. So the 2-point conversion is no good. 7:55 to go in the 4th period of play. Bruins have cut the Raider lead now down to
17.
A 35-18 margin. Tracy Parker not happy, as you can see here, with the way that play went.
Right, because you still have 3 scores now.
Right.
Even two two-point conversions only going to give you 16, and you trail by 17.
Right.
Got 7:55 to go in a fourth quarter. Been a great contest. I want to mention that we will give a player of the game to the Bethel Bruins tonight, and that
Offensively and defensively.
offense and defense. You're right. And that shirt comes from the Tidewater Team Sports. They're located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, and uniforms and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to either David Chubb or Terry McNamara. We do appreciate their corporate sponsors and our Tidewater Team Sports for helping us recognize the players of the game, and we do thank Subway, even though you and I are short on getting cookies.
Paxton on the kickoff, he kicks away. It gets by the backs and into the end zone, so the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Now, that was surprising. Warwick had all their hands people in the lineup, and both both of the backs, the deep backs were all the way up on about the 25-yard line.
Yeah. Well, they were looking for an onside kick, and I really thought we would see one. But Tracy says, no, I got confidence in my defense. I think my defense can do it. So we'll see what happens.
But the Bruins still have 3 timeouts left, but they're 17 points down. Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. That's a handoff. What a hole they had there, but there's a flag, and I guess that's the reason why they had the hole. Anyhow, that's Hatchett on the carry, number 2, as he carries the ball outside the 30 to the 33. Let's see what the penalty is.
It's got to be holding right there. I can see it. You can't extend your arms like that.
That'll take it back, and the flag is sitting right on the line of scrimmage at the 20, so that's half the distance, basically. It's going back to the 10-yard line.
Play that was holding against the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down. Really?
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 First down at 20 now for the Raiders, as this is what the Bruins want. They need to stop them and back them up.
Hey, what they really need to do is cause a turnover and get a quick score. That's what they need. But the Raiders have yet to turn the ball over tonight.
7:49 to go. There's a draw play up the middle again to number 2.
And he
it's
got
a big hole.
Picked up the first down.
25 yards for the first down. Number 2, Stephon Hatchett.
That's that other speedster. Watch this play. And
that was a little draw play.
It was exactly a draw. Got good blocking, and it made a nice move right there to get outside, and then said, okay, you're going to try to stop me. I'm going to run out of bounds.
And that was a play that the Bruins needed to stop them on. 1st and 10 now for the Raiders, outside of their 30 out to about the 34. Hand off again to Hatchett. He has a lot of room. Picks up about 12 on the play, out to the 46-yard line.
Barry Moore making the tackle.
They're running off the same side, too.
Yeah, Moore is playing that. Actually, it's the left cornerback for the Bruins.
Is running off the right side of the line and getting plenty of yards on it. And all they're doing right now is just chewing up the clock.
Well, that's what you want to do if you're the Raiders. You want to keep the ball out of the Bruins' hands.
Sinclair again hands off.
Nice
this time
defense.
to Sanders.
Big old number 69 for the
Sanders
Bruins.
loses 3 yards on the play, back to about the 43.
That's Jared Corbett, 5'10", 210 junior. You say he shot a gap in there. Corbett comes from that nose guard. He just, nobody touched him.
That was a loss of a little bit more than 2 on the play. Bring up a 2nd down and a long 12 for the Raiders.
Or a short 13.
Okay. Sinclair pitches. This is Sanders on the sweep. He cuts back to the right. He's met at the original line of scrimmage.
And driven back.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10.
Watch this. He's trying to cut back. Remember, he had luck cutting back against the rain earlier, but that time he just ran into a whole slew of Bethel Bruins.
3rd 10 now for the Raiders at their own 41-yard line. Sinclair under center. He has a wide out on both sides. They're in the I formation.
Well, I don't look for him to put the ball in the air.
Well,
but what do I know?
That's a screen over here, as it was intended for number 13. That's Chris Laws, overthrown, incomplete. That's going to bring up a punt situation for the Raiders. 4th down and 10.
Oh, Brent.
Got it. Back in punt formation is number 14, Alfred Anacoma. Snap almost blocked by.
Well, he really just took his time. And that was who would pick that ball up? Is that Barry?
I believe that's number 22.
22. Well, that would be Markel Wilkins. I thought it was.
It was 32. I'm sorry.
Okay, 32. Levi Hatton. Okay, Levi just another sophomore.
Yeah. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Bruins will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. They're a long ways from pay dirt, and they're down 35-18. On a nice, crisp fall evening.
Yes, it is. This is what fall football should be like. Not too cold, not too warm.
Bruins are set up with 4 receivers, 1 to the far side and 3 over here. Here is a pass over the middle, and it was off the hands of number 6. That was Mike Whitaker. That would have been about a 20-yard gain, but it goes incomplete.
Actually, it was off the hands of number 4, Nate Thomas. Number 4 is the one who got his hands on
I thought it was number 6.
I did too until I saw him get up.
Okay. But it was almost intercepted. 2nd down and 10
Nate
now.
Thomas is your safety back there.
Bones on a keeper up the middle, trying to follow his blockers. Going to pick up 5 out to the 35, but that's all that play is going to do is run the clock down. We're down to 5 minutes and 10 seconds on a running clock here in the 4th period of play.
Picked up 5, but he's 3rd down. And you know Bethel was not going to punt the ball.
Pitch out here to Moore, who's been very successful. And again, he picks up another 7 yards, and that's good for the 1st down.
And he's slow getting up.
Hey, he got hit pretty good on that one.
And the referee's going to call timeout.
Watch the replay of it here and see how he got hit. Nice pitch to him.
Oh, his knee kind of got turned
knee
underneath him.
Like they're stretching his calf muscle. He might be having a cramp.
Maybe just got a cramp. Hopefully that's all it was.
Moore has been a major factor offensively for the Bethel Bruins tonight.
Really has. Watch it. It's slow. Yeah, it looked like it got twisted a little bit, but it may just be a cramp. Sometimes you get rolled on, you get a knee in the calf muscle.
He's well over 100 yards on the game, and he seems fine. He's up walking. He has 130 yards rushing so far on the game. As our buddies over here to the left of us are telling us
our
the stats.
wild statisticians.
The cookie eater.
The cookie eater. The cookie monster.
Mullins is being rushed. Nice block right there. He got a good block. Unfortunately for Mullins, he only had enough room to pick up about 3 yards on the play, but he did get out of bounds.
That's a good thing.
Stop the clock.
Yep.
4 minutes and 32 left. Yeah, it was funny. All these years we're talking about the boxing one with Tim, right? Now we can start talking about the cookie and one.
The cookie and one.
He's sitting over here grinning from ear to ear. 2nd down and 7 for the Bruins at the 45-yard line. Mullins back to pass over the middle to a wide open number 4, Campbell.
Brandon
Good
Campbell
for a first down out to the looks like to the Raider 42. That was a good play. Wide open receiver, and he almost dropped it. Held on for a big gain, so that's going to bring up a first down, and we have another player over here.
That's Campbell.
Is that Campbell down
Yeah,
now?
he coming off the field. He slipped and fell down as he was coming off the field, so I don't know if he had hurt his leg on that play or what happened. But he's still on the field, so they're not going to start. Now he's up and walking on his own, and that's always a good sign.
Oh, the Bruins have a 1st and 10 at the Raider 42.
Clock is running.
Mullins again in the shotgun. Oh, and he bobbles the snap, goes back and throws the ball over the middle to a wide open.
What a nice
That's
play.
number 30.
Anton Jarvis.
All the way
Another
down.
sophomore.
All the way down to the Raider 30. That's another first down. That was a pretty play after a fumbled snap as he gets up and just rears back and lets go with it.
Well, he knew.
Excellent jump on the catch, too.
He knew where that receiver should have been.
Mullins on a keeper this time. He's going to barely get back to the line of scrimmage. They might mark him for about a yard gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 9 as the clock continues to run, as we're down to about 3:35 now. That
was Justin Chambling, number 24 on the stop, senior 5'10", 210.
Oh, that was close. They were very fortunate to get that that pitch out because the defensive player was right in his face. They're going to lose about 3 on the play. Watch this. He was, right there.
And the man was blocking him, was trying to keep him away from there, but he got in anyway.
So a loss of 3 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 13 now for the Bruins. 3 minutes to go here in the game. Raiders trail 35-18. Mullins again in the shotgun. This time he just takes it up the middle on his own. The Raiders are not being fooled by that. He picked up about 4, maybe 5 on the play.
Well, now, if he had been up at the line of scrimmage, at the original line of scrimmage, it'd been good, but they were back, 4? They had lost about 4 yards, right?
Now we're going to have a 4th down and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Watch the replay.
28-yard line.
Watch the replay right here. The defense is coming up quick.
Shotgun, he goes to pass the ball wide open. Pass was tipped by the defender number 4. It was intended for number 30.
Nate Thomas got his hand on it.
Anton Jarvis, that was a 4th down play, so the Bruins are going to turn the ball over now to the Raiders on downs, and the Raiders should be able to take the ball and run out the clock. 2:10 left.
The Bruins still got, 2 timeouts, right?
Bruins have 3 timeouts.
They
They haven't used any time. They're down to 2:10. 35-18. The Raiders take over at their own 27-yard line, 1st and 10.
Well, let's talk about our player of the game. We had, quite a few people out there that were candidates for player of the game, and we're going to pick an offense and a defensive player of the game for the Bethel Bruins. We had Mullins and Jones and Moore, just to name a few on offense. The 2 Blow brothers, Flugam and Dickerson, just to name a few on defense. But there's a lot of people that we don't recognize because we don't get to see who they are, especially the linemen. But if you'll see on the screen as our 2 players of the game, after this play, we're going to show you who they are.
Well, on that play, that run there was Chris Laws, and he will be down about a yard short of the original line of scrimmage. Second down now and 11 for the Raiders, as all they're going to do now is run the ball. There's a handoff up the middle, and that is to Hatchett as he gets back to the 26-yard line.
Players of the game. And on offense, we have Barry Moore.
Over 130 yards rushing in the game.
And on defense, Tyler Blow, one of those sophomores, playing middle linebacker spot. Congratulations to those two young men.
Timeout is called by the Bethel Bruins. 1 minute 12 seconds left as they trail 35-18. It'll be a third down and 11 as the ball is sitting just outside of the 25-yard line. Here's the last play. Somebody grabbed hold of his shirt and said, come back here.
Hey, where you
You're
going?
Not going nowhere.
Where are you going? Did I say you could pass go? Did I say you could pick up $200? I don't think so. Come back here.
Hey, you just got thrown in jail.
He lost his amateur status, says Scotty.
So the Bethel Bruins need to hold them on this play and call another timeout to force a fourth down punt. So right now we got a third down and 11. The ball sitting at the Raider 26-yard line. There's a handoff to, that's Chris Laws out to the 30. He's going to be well short of the first down as the Bruins call timeout to stop the clock. That'll force the punt.
Well, it's not unheard of, but you can block a punt, take it into the end zone and score. You can go onside, score on the first touch. You can do another onside kick. So, you always got hope.
150 yards for Laws on the night for the Raiders with the score. So he's had a good night for Warwick and the leading ball carrier.
He's holding up the fence.
Kellen says we need a hang time here of about 45 seconds. And there's the punt. It's short. The wind gets a hold of that one, and it looks like it just slows it up. They do get a Warwick Raider bounce as it is put down at the 44-yard line, where Bethel takes over with 53 seconds to go in the game, trailing 35-18. The offensive player of the game for the Bruins played a whale of a game. He had 130 yards rushing.
I think we're picking up a little bit of wind here.
They didn't use him as much in the first half as they did in the second half. The second half is when he started doing some running. There was a time where they took the ball from their own 4-yard line and went all the way down 96 yards on that drive to score.
And anytime you can drive the ball 96 yards and get a score, you've got a good offensive team. But you cannot turn the ball over as many times as the Bruins did tonight.
Mullins on a draw play up the middle. He gets outside of the
and almost ran over the official.
Yeah, the official had to move out of the way. That's a gain of 11. It's enough for a first down to stop the clock temporarily, but they need to get up there real fast and get it going. Carter Ficklin will set the ball down and start the clock running again. Watch him almost hit the referee. Whoopsie.
Oh, hey, wow, he's trying to get small. Have you noticed a guy trying to get small?
Well, I watched. Timeout now.
To Bethel, their final timeout in the second half.
I was watching an NFL game this past Sunday.
Oh, when the referee
got nailed and he went back and his head just slapped against the ground.
And he
Can you imagine this guy? He is the umpire on an NFL, and he has two reconstructed knees.
Yeah. And he came back in.
2 replacement knees, as Mr. Killen.
Well, Mr. Killen knows because he knows this guy real good.
He watched the game, he says. All right, 1st and 10. There's Mullins with a pass over the middle. That is completed to number 4. That is Campbell as he drives all the way down to about the 20-yard line. That's going to stop the clock temporarily. It's 35 seconds. Watch
we
the play
may get
again.
another offensive time. A touchdown here for the Bruins.
You can't start the clock until the yard markers are set, and they're set, so they're ready to go. 30 seconds, the clock running. There's Mullins on a draw play up the middle. And I saw Parker tell him to call a timeout after the play.
But they don't have any timeouts.
No, they don't. Well, I saw Parker give him a play and then did give him the T signal.
Yeah, well, the T doesn't mean the timeout. It means
I
the
guess
technical.
not if he doesn't have any, right? No, that's the wrong game, Bob.
Oh. I knew
They
I heard
have a 1st and goal, and this is the pass out to the flat, and it's completed
Touchdown.
to number 1, Robert Preston, for a score in the left corner of the end zone.
Too little, too late.
So we got 8 seconds left on the clock. They are down by 11, 35-24. They will go for 2. I think the game pretty much is it's out of reach.
Yeah, they got to get 2 more scores.
But the Warwick Raiders will be improving now to 4-2 on the season. They go to 3-2 on the district, and the Bethel Bruins drop to 2-4, 1-4 in the district. And there is Mullins up the middle for the 2-point conversion. Is good. So with 8 seconds to go here in regulation time, the 4th period of play, it's the Warwick Raiders 35 and the Bethel Bruins 26. Too many mistakes in the second half cost them in this game.
Oh, well, you just don't turn the ball over, and then the other team capitalizes on the turnover. That just really hurt the Bruins. Really were their own worst enemy out there tonight.
And our players of the games again
are Moore and Blow.
Moore played a very good game tonight.
Yes, he did.
He ought to be proud of the fact that he had over 130 yards rushing.
Barry Moore did a great job. He is 5'9", 175 senior. And which Blow was it? We got 2 Blows. I think it was Tyler Blow, 6'2", 200 sophomore.
All right. Obviously, they're going to set up for an onside kick, considering that they got their entire line to the near side of the ball. There's the kick. Bounces up, and it is caught by number 4. There is a flag down.
Probably
I think they were
offside.
offside. That was Nate Thomas.
Can you?
There's a flag on the play on the far side.
Prior to the kickoff, there was an encroachment against the kicking team, 5-yard penalty. Prior to the kickoff.
Oh, they got to kick again.
Yeah, because it was prior to the kickoff.
Do they put the second back on the clock? Listen there, timekeeper. He's dope.
Well, how do you put the?
Yep. That look at Carter Ficklin.
He's
put
telling you
the
put
second on the clock.
Put that second back up on that clock.
Can you get somebody with a headset and tell him to put 8 up?
You got
Thank you. That's good.
You got it, Carter.
There you go.
All you got to do is tell us, Carter. We'll let Tim know.
I just got through asking
Hey, I got
Tim.
another Tim I can pick on now.
Okay, ready, George?
Cut your mic off, Carter.
Uh-oh, watch your
watch
ears.
the ears. Must have cut it off. I never saw him cut it off.
They might have done it in the truck.
Oh, he got the bounce, but it bounced right out of bounds. So, the ball goes out of bounds. Now, the question is do they take it on the 35 or do they take it where it went out of bounds?
I think it goes where it went out of bounds.
Because Carter Ficklin is pointing to where it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
He'll tell us.
Illegal procedure against the kicking team. By rule, the ball is placed at the 40-yard line.
40-yard line? You mean the 50-yard line?
8 seconds left in the game.
Either way, the ball's at midfield where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10 and just nail the ball, and that'll be the game.
Do what to the ball?
Nail it. Nail it down.
Nail the ball.
Take a hammer and a nail and nail it to the ground.
Just take a knee.
Look at these guys over here laughing. And that's what he did. St. Clair downs the ball, and that will be it. The final score here was the Warwick Raiders 35 and the Bethel Bruins 26. Congratulations to the players of the games. Well, that's it.
That's it. Who sponsored our game?
Our sponsors for the night, Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs, salads, and wraps. Tanya's Super Pet Center, where pets are not just animals, 49 West Mercury Boulevard, and in part by Eric Thomas, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell your home at 881-2004, and in part by Parkline Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. Mike Hauser along with Bob Hinch, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen. Good night, everyone.